So I went voting today, and I think everyone should go out and vote. But I love voting. I care about the candidates, and I want to fill in bubbles and all that like everyone else. But I go voting because of the safari of it all, because of the thrill and the energy of going to the polling place and all the people, the characters that show up there. I love that. I love seeing the people that work at the polling place. That's my thing. I love seeing the people that work at the polling place, because around here, it's all, old ladies, sweetest old ladies, and then, Jets fans, civic-minded Jets fans. So you walk in and it's just Mark Sanchez jerseys, head to toe, and then these old ladies wearing what appears to be wallpaper from the saddest guest room imaginable. Wallpaper from the saddest guest room imaginable. Wallpaper from a guest room where your daughter is home from college and she's staying in it for like 4 days briefer than you thought she was. And on the last day she's there, you go and you knock on her door and you're like, "Hey kiddo, I know you're leaving tomorrow. Wanted to know if maybe, you want to watch a movie? I bought that A24 movie Midsummer you was talking about on Amazon Prime. I wonder if you want to come down and watch it." And she's like, "Dad, I'm tired. I can't stay up. I gotta get out of here early tomorrow." He's like, yeah, you got it, daughter. And goes downstairs. This is a man. He takes Zantac. He's watching Midsummer, listening to his daughter, FaceTiming her friends and laughing all night. She said she was too tired. He's watching Midsummer. He's eating so much ice cream, it's interacting with the Zantacs in his heart, creating a little Krakatoa down there. This is the type of guest bedroom wallpaper we're talking about here. We're talking about guest bedroom wallpaper that, from a guest room filled with the clutter of all the hobbies you gave up on. This is the type of outfits that the ladies who work at the polling place are wearing. And I love it. And they're all so happy. And I love that they do it in a middle school auditorium, because there's this patina of bullying in a middle school auditorium that's really appropriate to a level of bullying I feel when it comes to voting. And I think you should be bullied into voting, obviously, but I think that the level of bullying that happens is really unexpected and perplexing, because there's a deer back there. Did you fucking vote? Did you fucking vote? It's a fawn. It's too young. But people change their personalities when they vote, when they convince you to vote. Like, I was in Massachusetts not too long ago, and this girl comes up to me, 6'7", in what I would describe as a Alice in Chains dashiki. And she's like, "Did you vote?" It was June in an odd numbered year. And I was like, when? Like a year and a half ago? And she was like, "If you have to ask, then you're part of the problem." And she slashed my tires with a Weezer CD. And I was like, I agree. My tires should get slashed with the Blue Album, because I didn't fucking vote. I didn't even know there was voting going on. I got to stay more aware. People you never expect become Bolsheviks when it comes to voting. Cottagecore motherfuckers go Bolshevik when it comes to voting. They waterboard you. You ever get cottagecore waterboarded with chamomile over a comptroller? You ever get cottagecore waterboarded with chamomile over a comptroller by a girl whose Hinge profile picture is like, she's hiding behind her succulents in the golden hour, but then her two truths and a lie are all terrorist acts? I love this. People should care this much about it. And I love the signage outside of a polling place. There's that one sign that says, "Past this point, you can't talk about politics." That is a talisman to me. I feel like I've entered Dreamtime. I feel like I've entered, the anti-sea bear circle from SpongeBob when I enter that. We should try putting one of those signs on the North Pole and the South Pole. See what happens. I don't know. Experiment. Play around. Can't get any worse. And you got to talk about something with the people when you're at the polls. You can't talk about politics. Got to talk about something. So I was talking to this guy, trying to make a joke, trying to make the people laugh when you're at the polls, camaraderie. And the line was really, 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 really long. And I made this joke. I was like, "Man, this new iPhone better be freaking sick." a joke. Complete silence. Didn't laugh, didn't like it, didn't like me, hated me. And I realized that people don't want to joke at the polls. And I realized it's because they're trying to remember all the names of the candidates. They're trying to remember all the names they just Googled, 5 seconds ago when they Googled who to vote for if you like going to Target, or who to vote for if you share the values of Jitterbug Wireless. They're trying to remember all of these names, and so they can't focus on your joke or anything like that. But some guys, they don't vote like that. They don't Google. They have a more refined rubric for their candidates. I saw some guys on there, probably 80% of the people who vote, in my area at least, will simply choose the most Italian-sounding name on the ballot and vote for that. They'll see, if it means that they vote for 5 attorney generals at once, they'll do it. If they see De Silva, Donato, Capriccio, they'll vote for it. That name reminds me of eating chicken palm heroes. That name on that ballot reminds me of eating so many chicken palm heroes. I'm voting for that guy. That reminds me of eating so much fucking cheese I sleep in a different bed than my wife. I'm voting for that guy. That guy reminds me of eating so much cheese it's hallucinatory, Golly. And in New York, there's this guy, Lee Zeldin. And they actually did a study. Everyone who voted for him thought it said Led Zeppelin. They did a study. Everyone who voted for him thought it said Led Zeppelin. And they also thought that Led Zeppelin was American. And they thought it was a patriotic thing. And they thought that, Immigrant Song was going to be the new national anthem. Ironically enough. Dun, 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 dun. Aye, aye. Opening ceremony of the fucking Olympics. Aye, aye, aye. That's the Immigrant Song, right? Oh, boy. Man, I love voting. My favorite lady at the voting place, though, by a long shot, by a fur piece, is the lady who hands out the I voted stickers at the end. Because she asked me for my little highlighted stub when I, to get the sticker at the end, to prove I voted. But the voting place where I voted was 1 1/4 inch away from her. So she saw me vote, but she still asked for the stub. And it's because she follows rules. And I love that. It doesn't matter that she saw me vote. It wouldn't have mattered if the way that you vote is carving the name of the candidate into her skull. She still would have asked for my highlighted stub because that's the rule. You follow the rules. You know what I mean? And it was obvious that she was the lady at the meeting before the polling bonanza took place, that, they were instructing everyone on how to do their jobs and how the flow of everything. And she brought the tinsel. She brought the cup. She brought the solo cups. She poured everyone out a tall cup of whole milk. And then at the end of it, she asked prying questions about situations that would never happen. I could tell this was that lady. She, at the end of the meeting, she was like, well, what if we run out of highlighters? And he's like, don't worry about the highlighters. And she's like, I got to worry about the highlighters. He's like, we got plenty of highlighters. He's like, did you check them? They could be blanks. What about the great highlighter recall of 84? And he's like, don't worry about the great highlighter recall of 84. It's not going to happen again. And he's like, and she's like, whoa, what if a bird gets in? What if a bird gets in the auditorium? Do we shoo it out? Do we know how to shoo out birds? I can shoo out a bird, but then who's going to hand out the stickers? The bird, that's compromising the dignity of the electoral process. Everyone knows that you vote more Democrat when there's a trapped bird near you. And he's like, don't worry about the birds. She's like, I'll teach a bird shooing workshop right now. Don't worry about the birds. And she's like, is anyone here safety trained for staplers? Anyone stapler safety trained? And he's like, don't worry about the staplers. And then she takes out a tome, an ancient tome, clearly older than staplers themselves, labeled stapler safety, inexplicably. And he's like, don't worry about the staplers. And she's like, what if someone comes in and they got back sass? What if someone comes in, they're a smart aleck? What if someone comes in and they're a silver-tongued devil? He's like, don't worry. You let them vote. You give them the sticker at the end. But she's concerned about the electoral process at a molecular level. She's concerned about the perfume of the electoral ballet. She's concerned about, you know, the phenomenology of electoral, you know, choreography, if you will. You know, she loves every second of it. And she doesn't understand why, and her friends don't understand why, but it's in her bones. And because she's an American, and because she loves voting, and I love voting, and everyone should vote.